Welcome back to yet again another stream with Quick Crypto, and for Coin Factory, my family in my free Discord server. Welcome back, number 26 streams in a row. We are going strong and hopefully it'll continue this way. So yeah, ultimately another very big day in all, and right now the market is in a downtrend, right? And that's exactly how I envision this happen. Exactly what I envision happen. I've been talking about this again in my last few streams. We saw the announcement of policy adjustments, so potential rate cuts incoming from the Fed, and we saw a short squeeze within the crypto market. Bitcoin rising to up to almost 65k from 60k. Casper pushing up to, well, it's peaking. It peaked at around 17.69 cents, and obviously now it is starting to correct a little bit as expected. It hit this level of resistance here, and we're now starting to see a bit of a downtrend. Currently it is at 16.86 cents, down 1.0% on the daily time frame. And even if we look at the top wallet addresses right now, we can see that there seems to be a trend going on. Like this is the first time I've actually seen that the addresses that hold Casper have dropped. It was 411,000. I mean, it's still almost there, it's 45 off, but it's gone down a little bit. And I'm not too surprised about that, because people decided to take profits. There are probably people who invested into Casper during these dips here, and they're now just taking profit up here, and we're now just seeing a continuous cycle going on more and more. But I wouldn't be too worried about this. I'm just highlighting this to show you, keep you informed of what's going on right now, but I wouldn't be too worried about this. Again, it's inevitable that Casper is going to surge, and I'm going to show why in this video. For the fact of the matter being, as the title states, it's time to retire with Casper. You are still very early. You are still very early, and you can retire with Casper. It's only valued at 16-17 cents. A project that had the potential to go to 5, if not 10 in the cycle, potentially 10 to be a far, no, but 10 this cycle, and hundreds in the next 2 or 3 cycles from that. So it's got a lot of potential for this, and yeah, I'm ultimately very excited for where Casper is going to be at in the very near future. And not to mention as well, again, breaking more and more milestones. Another new all-time high in hash rate, 968.79 PHS. Now, why is this important? Simply put, the hash rate is an indicator of the increase in adoption of the project in conjunction with the increase in security. So this showcases that, obviously it fluctuates up and down, but it basically means that Casper's adoption and security is growing more and more, which is great for a proof of work project like Casper. Fantastic. But it does also mean the miners are struggling more and more to make money, because they have to spend more effort, more energy, more time to try and mine the blocks, because it's harder now to mine it because of increased security. But again, ultimately still very good news. It just basically means that if the miners are struggling to make money, we're going to have to see a reversal in capital price and a flip, so to speak. So I'm not worried about this at all. And again, it just shows we're like 4 or 5 days away from the 1st of September. There is a strong possibility that we can see 1 EH, 1000 PH before the end of this month, which would be absolutely massive. What a major milestone that would be, and very bullish for Casper in the future. Welcome everyone who's now joining the stream now. Howdy, Next Level Cash, ready to retire. What's up everyone? What's up to you? Chirp, cheers mate, you're welcome. Welcome to the stream. Leroy, my man from Australia, 11:30 where he's at right now. Again, I say it every stream, but he's a legend, always here, always keeping in up with the news, so he's done amazing. And he's also part of my free Discord server. I'm going to link in the chat right now. I've got a free Discord server I created about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and we're already about 260 members. We've learned a lot in there already. We're constantly growing our knowledge with Casper and with crypto news in general. So if you want to learn more, feel free to join us in the chat, in the description, and also on my YouTube homepage right here. Mohammed, my man, how are you? I'm also good, thank you very much. How are you doing? Cody, yo my man, welcome to the stream. Mohammed, how long should we wait for Casper to break 20 cents? I hope to see a minimum $2 or $3 minimum at the peak of the bull run. I am very sure that Casper will peak above $2 to $3 this cycle. I think $2 to $3, in my opinion, is like very bearish for Casper. I think based on the power law indicator, $2 to $3 is where it should be hitting on the upper end. But again, that's not taking into account many other factors that influence Casper's price, like the KII, like tier 1 exchange listings, like the KRC20, the stable coins, everything else that I'm going to explain in this live as I do. So I think we'll hit above $2 to $3 in my opinion. How long we have to wait? That is the question. That is the $1 million question for us right now. It really does. Again, it depends, because right now the market in a downtrend, as we can see, and I suspect that we're going to see this sort of this momentum continue over the next quarter, the next few days. We'll probably see some consolidation between this region, and then sometime in September, most likely early September, Jerome Powell and the Fed will issue the rate cuts. And we'll see, therefore, the severity, because it could be a 0.25, which wouldn't be too bad. It could be a 0.5, which is what everyone else did. But considering how bad the US economy handled when they didn't cut rates and everyone else did, it could be 0.75 or 1. There was talks about it being, it's currently at 5.3%. It's meant to be going down to 2, I think. That's the current, the word on the street, so to speak. It should be going down to 2. So they'll have to cut rates quite aggressively. So depending on how severe the rate cuts are, we could see a very big correction in on-risk assets like crypto with Kaspa, or even stocks and just markets in general. So I think we won't see a 20 cents Kaspa. It depends on how severe the rate cuts are. I'm hoping we probably see it start to retest this all-time high coming into September. Because keep in mind, in September as well, you've got the potential for Kraken exchange listing. You've got the KRI are going to be having their enterprise event, discussing support measurements for the launch pad. And also, we're going to have them potentially announcing some industry partnerships with the likes of Kaspa, with the connection to the DIR, which includes the likes of Shell, Hyundai, DHL, and many, many more. That'll be having in September as well. And also, we're going to have the release of the KRC20. We have an announcement here from Kasplex on the 21st of August, so 5 days now. So check out your latest updates. Now you can view testnet 10 and mainnet tokens stats on Kasplex.org. The new UI for updates are coming out soon. Plus, we've made some adjustments to the Kasplex API. Dive into the details on this link here. KRC20 is still in testing and will be relaunched after the RBF and fee estimation APIs are released and integrated with the wallet. We can see how close we are right now. Everything's coming on smoothly. And as it stands right now, there's a lot of indication that this will be launched within the next. There's no confirmation of this, but my strong prediction of this is in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most. We will see the KRC20 launch. Again, we can see here, the KRC20 token balance is now showing on Kaspa wallet. We're getting close to the relaunch. We are seeing evidence of happening already. So the relaunch is not far off, and this KRC20, this Kasplex, will be a massive, massive catalyst. I'm not saying it's going to cause a massive explosion in Kaspa in the price. I'm saying it's going to be a very key catalyst to Kaspa in its future adoption and its utility, its use case in the market to come. Because keep in mind, when they did the first launch, of the KRC20 Kasplex, the first launch was not a good launch. Saying that though, it was still better than the likes of Litecoin's ever done and the average of Ethereum's as well, which is insane to say nonetheless. But the difference now is that we have the core developers taking part. The core developers are now taking part in this development, which is very, very big. And I stated this again in my free Discord server. I shared my theories with my community of what I believe why they're getting involved and the reason why they're getting involved. Actually, I also said this in my video yesterday. I spoke about it in my video yesterday, talking about, Kaspa ETF potentially incoming, KRC20 and everything else. The reason why the core devs are getting involved is because stablecoins are a very, very, very important factor in this crypto market. And I think Kaspa are now at the stage where they know a lot of these legislations and regulations, they're going to be enforced in the United States. JP Morgan said before the election, so that's November. So that's 2 months from now, we could see stablecoin legislations enforced, and Kaspa want to make sure they have a working, functional blockchain by that time, which I think is completely fair. And they also then want to have that done, but then they can launch their own stablecoin on the market as well. And, the KRI have already stated in a roundtable in an interview that they're going to do everything they can to make sure that Kaspa is compliant with regulations and the stablecoin compliant with regulations from day one. They're making a regulatory roundtable group with the United States, MENA, and Europe, the experts from all those regions, to focus how they're compliant with regulations from day one, which is very, very big. Also, I want to talk about something as well. I got linked this from my man Leroy in my community on my Discord server. I'm going to just read it out. It comes from Shy in their Discord group, right? And it's one thing that I think everyone is very, very, everyone gets very emotional, and I get it. I do get why people get emotional in the market. It's not good. Of course, I state that you should always be logical, but I understand why people get emotional in the market. But what Shy, again, shout out to Leroy, who's obviously in the chat right now. He's put this in the community, and it's very, very big. Shy put out that everything we have done has always been slow, which is annoying, I know. Because the original goal was actually to launch in 2018. Of course, Kaspa did not launch till 2021, so it's quite late. But it was more important to do things right than fast. We wanted to formally prove GhostDAG. We wanted to find a proviably secure solution for reachability for pruning and secure approach to DAA, etc. All these things took time. A lot of time. It took years. And Shine confirmed, yes, we could have released a half-assed protocol with all sorts of vulnerabilities, but that's just not how they roll. Usually, especially with an extremely innovative industry like cryptocurrencies, delivering fast means risking small oversights that allow huge exploits. I mean, none of us want Casper to go through to have a DAO catastrophe like Ethereum had. We don't want Casper to have been released, a protocol release that, was not secure enough, like what happened to IOTA. Casper have done everything they've done slowly and methodically, but with a lot of time and care to make sure that everything is perfect. Slow does not mean lazy. As much as we're frustrated that in the past, since November, we've seen no price action because, the market's not been really moving much. I understand the frustration with that, but you've got to understand that Casper's done a lot. Casper released a lot right now because they spent years and years developing this stuff beforehand. Think about it. 2018 was meant to be the release date, and it didn't come out until 2021 because they wanted to make sure everything was really, really good. And I'd like to say they've done a good job of it. Where we're at right now is still very undervalued. It's still got a lot of development coming out, and they're taking their time to make sure they're doing. That's why with 10 BPS that's on the horizon now, we know 10 BPS are coming out, but instead of just releasing it, they're making sure they're doing fine tuning again and again and again and again and again till Q1 of 2025 when they're going to release it. Why the extra caution? Because they want to make sure it's perfect and they have no issue with it. They're making sure the hard fork's done very, very slow. So again, this is from Shy, right? One of the lead researchers in Casper. And shout out again to Leroy for putting it in our community so we can see it all for ourselves and just understand again what it is that Casper's doing and what they're trying to build, and effectively why this project is such a unique position right now to be valued again at 16.8 cents, and it is really undervalued because there's so much still incoming for this project, and that's why I'm so bullish on it. We see the hash rate growing more and more, proof of that. KRC20 is coming out very, very soon, and that'll be great for Casper and their future adoption as well. And it's just going to keep growing more and more from there. And there's more I'm going to show you in this video and in the stream as well. Muscle Mike, welcome my man, welcome fam, hey fam. Just a quick hello, welcome, and hello to you too, Thomas. Kyle, how do you feel about the large allocation of Casper, around 70% distributed between dolphins, sharks, and whales? Do you think it will be even more once tier 1s are listed? I think, in my opinion, that yes, it does suck to an extent to have such a large allocation with dolphins all the way up. I understand, and it is quite frustrating. But it's also not that it's not unlikely, it's not weird, because they have more capital to invest into Casper. The crabs are probably just people who have a little bit of pocket money, who just want to put it into, just make sure they have something in it. Everyone has different financial standings, which is also what I love about Casper, because Casper, no one discriminates against anybody else. No matter how much you have, as long as you're in Casper and you like Casper, we all get along. That's all that matters. And I get the frustration with that, and I do find it quite annoying. And to answer the question around tier 1s, I think when tier 1s come involved, you will see a surge. You'll see probably many octopuses start to become fishes, fish to dolphins. You'll see a lot of these bigger holders realize, oh great, Binance and Kraken are now list Casper. Let's fill up our bags from 500k to 700k, or maybe 900k to 1.1 mil, and they start jumping up. You'll see more of the bigger holders. That's just what happens. But again, in due time, with more big tier 1 exchanges now launching the project, eventually you'll start seeing more of these people on the casual traders who now find Casper, thanks to Binance and all the other big exchanges, Coinbase that might list Casper. You'll see more of them start getting involved, and there'll probably be crabs and octopuses as well. So you'll see a surge in big holders when the listings come, but also you see a surge in smaller ones as well, who are new to crypto and new to Casper. So ultimately, I think we're still going to see the distribution relatively similar as time goes on. I don't mind seeing that at all. I don't, because ultimately, as far as I'm aware, everyone in this space is very, very much believes in Casper, where it's going to go in the future. The more Aquamans we have, that would cause me concern, because Aquamans, just one Aquaman is 4% of the supply, which is actually insane. But I think, again, the fact that Casper's a fair launch proof of work, no proof of work, fair launch proof of work, no pre-allocations, no ICOs. To me, the chances therefore of there being a rug is very, very minimal. It had to be a whole joint effort by the community to do so. And I'm pretty sure that if you had a load of people from the big holders who are trying to take out their whole wallet addresses of Casper, people won't think, oh no, Kaspa's crashing. They'll think, oh great, cheap Kaspa, and then buy more. That's what I would do at least. Kaspa C, what's up QC? What's up my man? Welcome to the stream. Andy A just bought another 15 Kaspa. There you go. Every single stream, Andy's buying more Kaspa, man. He said he was going to do it yesterday, and he bought what, 0.78 more Kaspa? Congrats, my man. Good to you. Good to you. You look into the ALF project. I have heard of the ALF project. I'll quickly type it in. Someone spoke about it in my community about, it's meant to be the Kaspa killer, which, yeah, I mean, this is Alphium. We can see right now, if we look on CoinMarketCap, it's got a $142 million market cap, $1.4 million 24-hour trading volume. Gate, MEXC, BitGet, Bitmart. So it's got some centralized exchanges. Not got the main ones just yet, which is, again, fair enough. It was launched late. Well, according to CoinMarketCap, it was on the very beginning of 2022. So a little bit after Kaspa. Actually, it might even be actually a little bit before Kaspa. I believe, yeah, a little bit before Kaspa. So it launched a little bit before Kaspa. And, I mean, it had its whole massive struggle in the bear market. And then it's finally now being positive, but it's only up 7%. So, I've heard people talk about ALF being the so-called Kaspa killer. But again, I've not done a lot of deep dive research into ALF, so I don't know. But if I'm looking purely on this alone, launching slightly before Kaspa, and this is the charts I'm comparing, I don't see how ALF is the Kaspa killer. I just don't. Like, I don't know. It's not, again, I'm not trying to spread any like negativity. Like, if you like the project, by all means invest into it. Me personally, I don't think I will. Like, if someone says if the Kaspa killer and it's doing this chart, I'm like, okay, well personally I think Kaspa's better now, because that to me, like 4 billion, 22, 56, and that volume's down as well. It's reached 100. It's just a bigger project. It's a better project, and it's one of the only projects ever to have a chart, like a very healthy chart like this, that has also done this in a bear market to reach the first. I think it not even. I think it is the first project in existence to, because it has reached it, the top 20 in CoinMarketCap without a tier 1. That is an insane feat. Cody, don't forget, nearly 8 million Kaspa being mined today. That's $1.5 million USD. That's going to get absorbed daily by the fair launch fee market. Every day the price doesn't go down, we are gaining. Exactly. Ultimately, right now, what it basically means, as Cody says, more and more Kaspa's getting mined today. So what's happening right now is we're seeing an increase in supply without an increase in demand. That's what the very, very basic understanding of crypto, of why prices go up and down, is supply to demand. Especially for a proof of work like Kaspa. The supply is going up because there's more Kaspa being mined today, but there's no increase in demand. Therefore, the price is not going to go up, it's going to go down. But that's going to change in due time as the adoption grows more and more for Kaspa, and we start getting into this bull turn. Right now, there's no demand in crypto right now, because again, there's the worries of recession due to the incoming rate cuts. The Federal Reserve only cut rates when recession's on the doorstep. I put a thread in my community earlier, in my free Discord server, about the worries of recession. I'm not trying to say that we're going to get a recession. I'm just saying, understand all avenues. Don't just think, oh, rate cuts means bull run, because it does, but there's a catch to it. Typically speaking, historically speaking, not just me saying this, historically speaking, rate cuts indicate a recession on the doorstep and a correction in markets followed by a bull cycle. That's why we're seeing corrections right now. There's not enough, liquidity, not enough momentum in the market to push it above any higher. B, my man, welcome. Crypto community, welcome. That is pretty much on all cryptos. About the Kaspa allocation. It's quite similar. It's most crypto projects, there will be a larger allocation of bigger wallet holders because they have more money to put into the projects. You'll see it, like, think about it, it would take so many more crabs, like literally millions of crabs. It would take you 1 million crabs to equal 1 shark. Well, okay, no, not exactly. A very minimal crab, so 100 Kaspa, you'd have to have 1 million crabs for you to be, aware. Like okay, maths is terrible. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I've been working all morning and all day. Point being is, you're going to always see a higher allocation of the bigger holders than the smaller ones, because you have to have so many more of the small holders to match just one of the big ones. So it's not for me, it's not a cause for concern. I'll be worried if we start seeing like 20 Aquamen. Then I'll be like, oh damn, okay, that's a bit worrying, because that means if just 20 people conspire together to rug pull, that's possible, and more possible than 2,900 trying to do it together as a shark. LF01, greetings to the Kas fam, greetings to you, my friend. Leroy, a lot of people going to hold Kas long term. People will miss out on that Bitcoin. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people are going to be holding Casper long term. And that's also another big reason why I'm so bullish on Casper, because we're going to see a lot of people who are holding it long term. People will take profits. Understand that Casper's not going to go up and up and up and up and up in a straight line. It's going to have highs and lows, because people are going to take profits. And I'm going to admit as well, I will take profits as well with Casper. I'm still going to always have a Casper bag. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to hold Casper for my whole life. But at $1, at $2, at $3 during this bull cycle, I will most likely take some profit. Just take my initial investment back, if that. Just so I've made some money, and I can use it then, as my... When Casper, if anything, $1 Casper is like a celebratory event. I'm gonna... $1 is gonna probably be a very, very tough level of resistance for Casper, because a lot of people are gonna get to $1, be like, oh yep, let's take, and I don't blame them, because it's a very big milestone for Casper. But ultimately, at the same time, long term, Casper is going to continue going up. It's going to break through $1, 2, 3, 10, 100, 1,000 years and years in the future. Because that's what a proof of work project does, and that's what Casper are trying to do right now. And Shai confirms they're taking their time, make sure everything's really, really good for Casper. And we can see what's happening right now. This is something I want to talk about. I spoke about this in my community again, which, again, spoiler alert, for those who want to join, the link's in the chat right now. It's a free community, and it's just a great place for you to interact with everyone who loves Casper, who loves crypto, wants to learn more, and also to get first-hand, information, I guess, regarding everything I'm talking about in these streams. I normally put in my Discord first, so you can, understand what I'm talking about and get a better understanding of it. But this post here from Justin Bonds, as we can see, it talks about basically the shortcomings of every single project, right? I'm not going to go through all of them, but I want to highlight, of course, Casper's one, which Casper's shortcomings is here. Scalability without programmability, which is true. Right now, that is very, very true. Casper does have that shortcoming. It's scalable, but it has no programmability. But I'm going to explain why that's not a problem and why that is going to change very, very shortly. So, to those who don't understand what this basically means, right now, Casper is scalable without programmability, basically meaning a blockchain or block DAG in this case that is optimized for speed and efficiency, but may have limited capabilities for creating custom applications. That's what Casper is very, very good, but it still has limitations for creating custom applications. And this is going to change because Casper are going to be incorporating smart contracts with meth resistance. That's in their roadmap. That's what they're going to do. The plan is, I think the speculation, the plan is to get that released before, I think it was 18 months from how long it takes from the initial announcement they made in June or July. So it should be end of this bull run, if not early 2026, unless there are delays, which again, if there are delays, so what? Casper make sure they're doing everything correctly with the, due diligence, make sure they're taking their time to make sure everything's really, really good. So, but the point being is smart contracts with method are coming to Casper, and that will stop that short. Casper will therefore just be scalable. Without this part will be mute, null and void. Casper will have that, and this is going to be much, much better as well with the fact that you've got the likes of the KII, who are going to help in the search of adoption with Casper as well. That the KII are going to help Casper get partnership with the DII, Desert Energy. They're going to help Casper take over the energy sector. And we've got announcements. Which one? There's one of these ones, I think. Probably this one, yeah. So the KII put out. So this one will talk about meme tokens are tokenized of an intangible asset. This is a multi-trillion-dollar market. Few will understand, many will. And KII reported that this is interesting, but Casper KII are supporting real-world, large-scale enterprise use for Casper, and it's revolutionary technology. There is definitely an interesting cultural and social aspect as outlined in this post, but it's understanding that, meme tokens have their use case, definitely. But for me, real world utility is where the true money is going to be made in this market. Because they're ones that will stand the test of time. And Casper right now, thanks to the KII, thanks to everything they're building, they will be one of those real world utility tokens, and they're going to dominate an energy sector that's going to explode, one of the most valuable sectors in the world right now. Again, another reason why I'm so bullish on Casper. And we've got this here from Altardi Energy as well, which I think is important to note. Now, it's not a guarantee. It's down speculation. But they said Kaspa is 2 weeks away from an algorithmic 6% decay in yields per second. Compounded by the increasing hash rate, Kaspa's price per coin mined is expected to increase by 70%. The direction is clear. So if we just do that from right now, look at the direction from it right now, 70%. Where will that reach us to? Right now being around 16.8 cents. 70% puts us up just below 20 cents in 2 weeks. And that is possible. It is possible considering that in that time, we most likely will have rate cuts. The KRC20 most likely will be out as well. And, you know, again, it's based on the thesis of the algorithmic 6% decay of yields per second, the compound increasing hash rate. It is likely we could see Kaspa push towards 20 cents again in that time. And once, you know, the rate cuts are out of the way, the liquidity starts surging into the market, we could start seeing a reversal, a stronger momentum pump, a stronger squeeze, a short squeeze, and we'll see Kaspa start surging higher and higher. Again, it's a possibility. But at the same time, I'll obviously talk about the short-term predictions of where I see Kaspa going by the end of September and, you know, my reasons for my beliefs. But to put it bluntly, I don't care. I don't care where Kaspa's going to be in the short term because I'm holding Kaspa really, really long term. And I know where the project's projected to go in the future and what they are building makes me more bullish. So I'll talk about everything that's happening with Kaspa and the short-term catalysts because they're important to know. You need to understand the short-term to help maximize and make the best of yourself being an investor. Again, that's what I talk about in my free Discord server. But for a project like Kaspa, I hold it long term. So I understand the short term because it's important to know, and I use that when I'm trading with other projects. But otherwise, I just hold Kaspa long term. CWP, I just watched rapid mining. Many wallets get hacked from web wallets for Kaspa and Algorand. Is that true? Oh, you meant Alphium. Wait, I meant Alphium, not Algorand. So hacked by Kaspa and Alphium. Okay, that is, well, that also might be a reason for why Kaspa then currently correcting. That would not be good if rapid mining are stating that many wallets are getting hacked on web wallet for Kaspa and Alphium. That is not good at all. I have bought one ALO to mine Alphium and to buy more Kaspa with those coins. Good man, good man. So he's buying Kaspa and now mining it. Best of both worlds. Do you like Aero based on the centralized exchange? Do I like Aero? Let's have a look at Aero, shall we? $400 million market cap, 700 million 24-hour trading volume. It's dropped heavily, 5% down today. That is interesting. It's currently up 600%. Got Coinbase. It's got Crypto.com, KuCoin. So it's got some big exchanges. And it's obviously the market does look relatively healthy. It launched, earlier this year, so it's a very new project. This is something, therefore, that is probably worth keeping an eye on. It's a new project. I mean, obviously, the fact that it's got Coinbase, it's definitely paid to be on the exchanges. Obviously, keep in mind that, but the project that seems to have, something that might be worth looking into. Again, I'll put it on my wish list as well to look into. The fact that it's, again, launched this year. I mean, to be fair, if it's launching this year and it's got some semblance of, good utility about it and what it's trying to build, then ultimately it will pump this market, because most projects will. It's launching just before the bull cycle, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it pump. So it's worth to look into a little bit more. I myself will do a bit more research into it as well to understand more about the project. But ultimately, it has the exchange listings. It has decent volume, decent market cap. So, and all-time chart doesn't look too bad either. So yeah. King Kaiser, I like the Kaspa community, but some people exaggerate sometimes too much. People were saying Kaspa will be $50 by 2030, but we want the market cap way too much to reach. I agree that there are people in the community that do exaggerate the price too much. And I'll be honest, there are probably times where I'll do it as well because it's clickbait. Like, it's just a way to get people to click on the video. But at the same time, I'll always be honest with you guys when I'm speaking, for the fact that I've stated that $10 Kaspa is a possibility this cycle, but it's very unlikely because I think it's going to require too many catalysts that may not happen. But at the same time, the fact there's a wild card factor of institutional adoption may change that. $50 by 2030. I think that will also base on the power law side of things as well. So I'm not sure the power law states in that regard as well. I've not thought about Kaspa that far in the future. I just know Kaspa's going to be continue to increase in value as time goes on. What I do know, however, though, is that market cap's important, of course. I understand that and I agree. But in the current market we're in right now, I'm going to try and find this post. So it might take me a while. Let me go through my Discord real quick. But ultimately, the market where we're at right now, it has been confirmed from the digital blue stock index. Please tell me I can find this quickly enough so I'm not waffling too long. I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna try and find it real quick. But there's a post that I've retweeted as well, so you can also somehow find it on my Twitter page. It talks about the digital blue stock index, which basically just is an index that's utilized by institutions effectively, and in that index it confirms that market cap is not important. Now, right now it is, and I'm not saying you don't pay attention to market cap at all, but in the long term side of things, market cap is not important. What really matters is what it's used for. It's basically its security, its protocol, it's what the project is. That's what matters. I want to find this so I can quote it. In the meantime, I'll try and answer another question, and I'll come back to that. But the course does not rise every day. The same scenario. The whales feel very conflicted to play with the market. I mean, yeah, whales are always going to influence the market. That's just how crypto goes. But again, in the long term side of things, I'm not too worried about where crypto's going to go and where Kaspa's going to go, because there's always going to be people who are manipulating the market to make the most of it. Either you either be one of them and you join them, or you just kind of struggle, I guess, for the rest of us. But ultimately, Kaspa's a project that in due time will continue to increase. I understand the frustrations with Kaspa being valued where it's at for as long as it has been. Very little movement, very little volatility, effectively over the past year. But I'm personally not too worried about it. I want to find this post, and it's really doing my nut in. Let's go on to the next question then, whilst I'm waiting. Cody states Kaspa price to Bitcoin current market cap is $50 to 57 cents. I mean, we can just look at it right now. If you're ever worried about where Kaspa's at, you just look at Kaspa compared to Bitcoin from its all time. Like that lets you know that Kaspa's in a strong position already. It's up 100%, so 2x since its initial launch from Bitcoin. That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. That Kaspa's already spotted Bitcoin, and it's going to continue in that fashion, I'm sure, in this bull market. In my opinion, Bitcoin max has a 5x or just under that on its cards from being 63. Kaspa 5x is just $1. I think Kaspa blows Bitcoin out of the water in the cycle. I mean, most will, because it's just there's altcoins that will do that, but Kaspa, I think, we're going to do that even better. Has you seen Pyro Network saying that the Kaspa fork with 10 bps sounds fake, maybe rug pull coming? I think I saw something about that. I think I got that here. Yeah, here, this one here. And actually, I was going to read this as well anyway. So, it's Pyro Network saying that 10 bps hard fork coming might be a rug pull, and I've explained in my previous videos exactly that the 10 bps is a hard fork, and there are complications with hard forks. But if you take your time and you do them, do your due diligence, make sure you do it really thoroughly, which is what Kaspa's doing. Again, Q1 2025, 6 months, 7 months from now, they're going to actually launch it. That limits the potential risks and that can come with hard forks. And Shai replies here, people occasionally ask me, what if people fork Kaspa? And I've always responded, they're welcome to try if they can handle it, but they probably can't. There are many substitutes for years of experience bought in blood, sweat and tears, especially in a brand new playing field that we have practically invented. Keep in mind that the likes of Shai, Jonathan Polinsky, Aviv Zohar, Mentor, Michael Sutton, these are people who have been quoted in numerous bank document white papers, and their technology is utilized by institutions, the likes of, and other crypto projects like Ethereum, like Solana, like Cardano. You have Vitalik Buterin talk about Ghost Tag, Charles Hoskinson talk about Ghost Tag. The people who are running Kaspa, the devs of Kaspa, they are effectively the ones who have created a lot of this industry, what it runs on now. So they understand pretty better than most people how this technology works. So they also understand how the limitations of it and where they can see the gaps in its armor, so to speak. And that is precisely why it's going to be very, very hard for them to try and rug Casper. Rushing an extremely delicate consensus change just to be the first is an attitude that kills a project. That's precisely what Power Network has done. That's what other projects who claim to be the Casper killer have done. They've tried to get ahead of Casper because they know what they're trying to build. They're like, okay, well, we can do it. Let's do it. Boom, quickly. And they end up finding out that their project's not complete properly. And that's why they're taking so much time, 6-7 months, to make sure that, 10pps's hard fork is done properly and thoroughly and carefully. So yeah, I found that very entertaining to read that, and I'm going to talk about it. I mean, I talk about it now anyway, so I was like, yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, people are so... I kind of get it, right? But people are so... I mean, you see it with every project, right? I mean, it's the same thing. I'll be admitting to say it's the same thing. How people are like, oh yeah, Casper, Casper's the Bitcoin killer, right? And obviously, people are going to constantly be putting that down, and I get it. It's just that Casper has the better potential than most projects to be the Bitcoin killer because of their protocols and what they're building, and the fact that they're the only one that has solved the trilemma, and they're the only other project in the space that followed the power law and has adhered to Toshi's original vision. No other project in the space has done that besides them. And I still can't find this Doc Blue index vote. I need. You know what? I'm going to find it. Hopefully in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to repost it in my Discord so I can find it easier, because I'm not going to go through this whole kerfuffle again. I know which account posted it as well. I've quoted it multiple times. It's just an institution, basically. It's an institutional index that basically just confirms that market cap's important, of course, but it's actually utility and protocols and what the real use case of the project is. That is what really matters in the long term. So I'm going to try and find it, whilst I'm also going to answer more questions, because I'm just that guy. Okay, you're just rubbing it in now, Andy. Put another 0.00004 Casper. I don't even know how, like a cent? A penny? I mean, big up to you, my man. Sup, Yannick, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Piran, Cedra, and I'm not going to try and pronounce that. They're all using K-hash heavy algorithm, but Casper is the true one. Yeah, I mean, that's it. There's going to be a load of people who are trying to, claim to be the next Casper, adaptation of Casper's protocols, what they're building, yada, yada, yada. There's always going to be people trying to do that. And I completely understand that. But it's those people who are, they're doing what they're doing, but they're also rushing. That's why I said they rush. And some things take time. And it's better if it takes time to do it, because then you'll be able to find any potential shortcomings, any potential issues in the coding that you can fix before you fully launch. Because you fully launch it, and there's a problem with it, that could ruin your reputation completely. So you want to make sure it's all as perfect as possible, if not perfect, before you launch it. That's what Casper does. That's why they're so thorough. Here it is. Found it. Yes. Here. God, I'm so amazing. Anyways, so the Stock Digital Asset Blue Chip Index sets a new standard for high quality digital asset investments, focusing on adoption, security, community, and innovation, not just market cap. Market cap. So to go back to the question, wherever the question is now, because I don't know how. Yeah. People in the community who just basically waffle and talk about the fact that Casper will reach $50 by 2030, but the market cap will never reach that. True, it would probably be very, very hard, if not impossible, for it to reach 50 by 2030. I haven't done the math myself. I haven't looked into it properly. But market cap's not the be all and end all. The same thing of how the power law is the be all and end all. It's not the holy grail. Power law's important. The market cap's important, yes, but the way the market's going right now, with institutional investment involved now, what really matters is adoption, security, community, and innovation. Let's just talk about that with Casper real quick. Adoption for Casper is growing more and more, and the hash rate is indicative of that. It's growing more and more every single day, right? We're seeing the likes of security. Casper is the second most secure proof of work project in this space, right behind Bitcoin. It's surpassed Litecoin. It's surpassed Doge. It's surpassed Bitcoin Cash. It's the second most secure proof of work project in this space, and it's going to continue growing more and more as the adoption grows as well. Community. What better community is there in this space than Casper? I'll wait, because there isn't none. And then innovation. Again, what other project in this space is as innovative as Casper? With the first trilemma solver, Block DAG, the first ever. The fact that it's got smart contracts coming out on proof of work, which is unheard of. The fact that it's got the being top 20 at one point on CoinMarketCap, with no tier 1 listings, and still no tier 1s yet, although they're coming very, very shortly now. The KRI are getting involved because they understand how groundbreaking Casper is, and they're the only crypto project in this space that can handle DLT solutions at scale. So yeah, market cap is a factor, but it's not the be all and end all. What matters is all the other factors as well, which Kaspa is definitely dominating, and is going to continue dominating and grow more and more as time goes on. So this to me makes me more bullish on assets like Kaspa, knowing that this is again the Stocks Digital Asset Blue Chip Index that caters to institutional investors. That's what it's meant for. So that's a thing to keep in mind, right? When you're thinking about market cap, you've got to understand that market cap's important, but when we're seeing institutional money flooding into it, institutional money is trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, trillions, hundreds of trillions of dollars flooding into this market, we will see what really matters is not market cap. What really matters is how good the projects are. Because the projects that have the best adoption, security, community, and innovation, they're the ones that will gain a significant share of the market caps, the total market cap of crypto. The ones that are, scams or rug pulls, the ones who haven't got the proper fleshed out utility, they're the ones that are going to struggle, and they will end up just. Well, there's a saying of a lot of crypto assets will get cannibalized because they haven't got the real use case, and if and when that happens, the projects that are not solving real problems like Kaspa's doing already, then they're the ones that are going to end up being cannibalized, and Kaspa's going to take them over. But anyways, that is the market cap thing. I'm going to actually save that, and wait, I'm going to bookmark that so I can find it again and then link it in my Discord server so everyone can see. I think $10 will happen this cycle. I think it's possible, but there are too many wild cards for me to make a concrete confirmed prediction, right? I think that it's possible, but it's asking a lot of it, basically. Do you know anything about ICP? I know little about ICP. I know a lot of people could talk about it. I know the people who say it's better than Kaspa, and they're not the same project. Like Kaspa's proof of work, ICP is not. It's hard to compare the two. And Kaspa is also higher than ICP on CoinMarketCap, and I think it's going to continue that in that fashion. I don't know much about it, but again, being one of the projects in this space that is in the top 50, top 25 is something that I'm starting to expand my crypto portfolio in the sense of just understanding more about every project in this space, so I can have a more general idea of it as I expand my horizons. That's not going to say I'm going to invest in ICP. I don't know yet. I'm looking at other projects though, because again, there's so much money to be made in this space. There's so much money to be made in crypto right now. That's why I'm building up my knowledge in everything, and that's why also, again, shameless plug, I create a free Discord server so I can build up my knowledge with a community where we all love crypto, all love Kaspa, and we can just work on finding new projects, whether it be in gaming, whether it be in proof of work, whether it be in real world utility, whether it be in AI, whatever it may be, NFTs, meme tokens. All of us, we're trying to just learn more and more. And again, that's why I made this community. So if you want to learn more, by all means, feel free to join in the chat right now in the description of this live stream, and also on my YouTube homepage. Muscle Mike sold 50% render and bought 40k Kaspa, selling the rest when render at $10. My man, I think that's a smart decision. I think we would see Kaspa adopt as a currency in third world countries prefer. Yeah. Because Kaspa's a much smaller currency, I think we'll probably see Kaspa certain adoption in the third world countries around the world before we start seeing its mainstream adoption in the first world. But also, I said it because right now XRP seems to be the one that's attaining a lot of that market. Right now, institutions seem to be very much sorting after XRP. So it will take a lot for. I'm not saying it won't happen. I think Kaspa can definitely do it, as being the project it is. But it'll take a lot for Kaspa to actually end up taking that market of XRP. But the KRI stated in their roundtable again that they're creating projects that will allow Kaspa to rival what XRP and Ripple are doing and Hedera HBAR are doing in the finance sector. So if they can, stay to their word, that's going to be very, very big, and I'm looking forward to that. Kaspa will not rug, guys, don't worry. It's not like other projects. The Kaspa community, the team, have morals and goals in the industry and a real initiative to work towards a better future. I mean, yeah, rug pulling typically is a term that's used when the investors, the developers, they're the ones that take the money out of the project. But because it's fair launch proof of work, no allocations, the devs aren't going to have the ability to rug pull. Because it is decentralized. It's very much decentralized, so it's going to be. I won't say impossible because nothing's impossible, but it will be extremely hard to rug Kaspa. Probably one of the hardest projects in this space, apart from Bitcoin. Although saying that Bitcoin every single day is becoming more and more centralized through ETFs, and that was confirmed in going scrolling through my Twitter feed again. Confirmed here from the co-creator of blockchain, being a man called W. Scott Scornetta, I'm sure people should know for him if you're in this space. He's one of the few people who have actually quoted on Satoshi's original white paper. He stated in these 2 interviews that Bitcoin's only become more centralized. It's going to accelerate. So that therefore means that in due time, Kaspa's going to be the most decentralized project in the space. At least that's my own opinion. Kaspa by 2029 will have better stock flow to ratio than Bitcoin. Exactly. That's also what I heard. That's also what was stated in. Did I retweet this one or did I leave it in my community? There's too much going on. It was stated in there. Here it was. Yeah. Nicholas Sismill stated on Binance. Right. The AM made the interview on Binance that got 75,500 views, which is more than Binance's live average view 6K per videos. The second most viewed video, the live, is Binance Return to India with 58.2k views, and Kaspa got first place, more than that, 78.7k views. That's absolutely nuts. And in this interview, Nicholas Sismill confirmed that by 2029, Kaspa will have a better stock to flow ratio than Bitcoin, which is very, very big. Kaspa is going to flip Bitcoin well, not price, but in that regard, in stock to flow ratio. That's very, very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, again, very, very big, and that's again why I'm so happy where Kaspa's going to go. Kaspa, like, people are panicking right now, and I get it. It's frustrating seeing the price being in such a stagnant state, but you got to be logical. Don't be emotional. You got to understand that these things take time. Nothing's happening in crypto right now because it's not meant to happen. But in due time, crypto is going to have a reversal. The liquidity is going to start flooding into the market. Institutions are going to come in. If we get a Kaspa ETF that will, in hindsight, make it more decentralized and make it more centralized, and that's not what I want. I don't think anyone wants that. But at the same time, it will mean institutional money flooding into crypto. And all we're waiting. I mean, truth be told, what we're waiting for right now is the tier ones. That's what we're really waiting for. And we got, confirmation that Kraken are going to be listing Kaspa. Binance are very, very eager now. With everything that's happened, again, with having their most viewed live is with Kaspa now. So if that's not an incentive for them to want to act to list Kaspa, then I don't know what is. Coinbase in front of their research, OKX part of the KEF, etc., etc., etc. There's so much coming for Kaspa, and the hash is going to rise higher and higher. They're going to solve all their shortcomings. KI are going to be a big part of that. Projects are trying to flood Kaspa left, right, and center. And Shy, I love this guy's Twitter page. He just shuts them down time and time again. Like, the guy just talks about this, saying whatever he just stated. I'm not going to read it, but it's like you're it's just funny because he's so real, and I love having that as someone who's actually, because think about it as well. If you look at other projects, there are very few projects in this space where the actual developers, developers are active on the community. Most of them, like, I don't think Vitalik Buterin from Ethereum is talking very much with community members, but you got Shy is doing the work for Kaspa. You've got other people like Wolfie. Wolfie's very interactive as well. Michael Sutton will answer questions. Jonathan Tobilinsky, if he gets time, because he's a very busy man, he will answer where he can as well. But everyone's very, very interactive with people. And that's, again, another feat that Kaspa has that other communities don't, which makes it so good. And then I want to talk about this. This is something that I actually thought was a bit of a... I don't know how I feel about it, right? Because Kas Media is starting a new interview series with the major companies that play a big part in Kaspa's community, that is great. I love that. I love hearing that. Great news for Kaspa and its future adoption, and bringing the community together more and more in its understanding. Their first interview is with Tangent. That's very, very cool. And Tangent is Tangent is a very, very big part of the Kaspa community, and a lot of people I know who hold Kaspa use a Tangent wallet because it's better than holding on exchange, because you should always have your, not your keys, not your keys, not your crypto. You should always have your own crypto on your own, whole source, your hardware wallet. So I'll be honest, I led up to that in saying this is bad news, but that's because I misread Tangent. I thought it's a Telegram. Apologies for that, because obviously we already know that Telegram is in the mud right now. So actually, scrap what I said before. This is good news, and I can't see what more comes with Kas Media, and seeing more interviews as they're trying to grow the community together. But Telegram CEO detention by France has been extended by another 96 hours. There's a lot of, again, funds growing in the community. Ton coin is in a bit of trouble right now, and yeah, I mean, it's going to be FUD here and there, but we'll have to just wait and see what happens with that in that regard. But ultimately, crypto, again, if you ignore the small things, right? I say small things, it's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. Don't overlook it. But there's a lot of still very bullish catalysts incoming with crypto, and of course, I just showcased some of them with Kaspa. Right now, I've got this linked to me by Cody, my man, investing.com. So what's incoming? So today, durable goods orders. Tomorrow will be consumer confidence, and Q2 GDP will be on Thursday, alongside the jobless claims and the pending home sales. Friday, we're going to see core PCE inflation, Chicago PMI, and consumer sentiment. Basically, in this week, we're going to see a lot of indicators coming out. Market sentiments are going to let us know how the market's feeling right now, whether it's going to be in a bullish mood or a bearish mood. And they'll also be indicative of how heavy the rate cuts could be to follow that in the week or two after that. Well, most likely the week after that. But we have confirmation here. Banks have arrived to crypto and they are ready to have an impact. Right now, what we are witnessing is the beginning of the great convergence. Banks are getting more and more involved. Industries are already trading crypto. That was confirmed in an interview with Coinbase. Coinbase held an institutional presentation or seminar where it was confirmed that institutions are already driving a lot of liquidity and they're actually trading crypto already. So we're about to see a major convergence with more and more banks and trade files getting into crypto and see a surge in adoption more so. Hong Kong ETF issuers are calling on South Korea to approve Bitcoin ETFs. Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF surpasses HK $2 billion in asset under management. Again, more and more proof that Bitcoin crypto is starting to surge, more and more in adoption. And in due time, we're going to see this sort of liquidity enter into the market, and it will do great wonders for Kaspa. Very, very great for Kaspa, and I can't wait. As Vicky probably said, I don't know who's worried with Kaspa. There's nothing to be worried about. I get the worries, but if you're looking too short term, then yes. But if you're looking at a long term, again, just look at Kaspa in its all time. That's all that for me is all I need to see to be like, yeah, Kaspa's great, and I'm happy with it. There's no other project in the space that's going to do this, and it's where it's at with no tier ones. I know you hear me say it all the time, and I'm sure it's very vexing to hear it, but it's important to note. It's crucial to note. Kaspa's here with no tier ones. And Kaspa's going to continue growing more and more as time goes on, and we're going to get tier ones, and more developers going to come out, and they're taking their time to make sure they do it properly. $2 to $5 has always been my target for Kaspa. Yeah, I think $2 to $5 is a very, very strong shout. Very strong shout, and I think there's a potential we can go higher than that as well. Is 100k Kaspa enough to retire this bull market? Depends what you consider retirement money. Because some people can retire, off, I think, I don't know. I'll personally say not this bull market. Because let's say best case scenario, Kaspa reaches 10. That's 1 mil. You're a millionaire. You got 1 mil. That's great. But you can retire off that potentially if you're investing. You have 1 million just straight out cash. I don't think it's possible to retire off just 1 million unless you're going to a third world country, just living your life out there, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. But me personally, I'm going to be. I mean, right now, again, in reference to the title, which states that you will retire. It's time to retire with Kaspa, and you're still very early. You're still very, very early. Me personally, I'm still filling up my bags more and more every single day with Kaspa because I know that this market's going to still grow more and more. And I want to build up more of my money. And Kaspa is an asset I'm going to be holding for my whole life, just all the time. So I am currently already able to retire with Kaspa in the sense that I'm going to be building more and more. And as Kaspa jumps from it being at 16, 17 cents up to eventually $100, I'm like 500x. I'm rich. Like I can retire off that. There's no doubt about it. So it depends on how short and long term you're looking into that. 100k for Kaspa will let you retire. Maybe not the bull cycle, but in the future potentially. A ripple only happens if you are a smart contract and you either pull the liquidity out or if you put things like infinite minting on. True. And also to build on that, the KII mentioned in that roundtable again regarding the development stuff they're making, the project they're working on with the KRC20, that they are going to do their due diligence to make sure that their launch pads and what they're building are also compliant with regulations but also very secure. So the KRI are going to actively make sure that Kaspa, alongside with Kaspa, are going to actually make sure that they are, actively making sure that Kaspa is as secure as it has been since now. And then some, which is very, very good. Good morning, Charles. Good morning. Again, welcome to the stream. Byron crash out. Yeah, I mean, Byron is just, I don't know what he's on about. Complete waffles, you ask me. How will the creation of USDT on Kaspa work? And when do you think it will be created and available to use? Would be good to get on Tandem ASAP to allow swaps and taking profits. It's a good question. The answer to that is I currently have no clue. I'll be completely for real. And that's something that I can, try and look into for you. English is so hard. So to my understanding of it, this is kind of a hypothetical, because I guess it's something that I'm sure Shai is very active. You could probably ask Shai and he'd know. But to my understanding of it, hypothetically speaking, creating USDT on Kaspa would likely involve a similar process to other stablecoin implementations on other blockchains. So, a trusted entity, so the Kaspa blockchain would be needed. The backing, so these tokens have to be backed by equivalent amount of US dollars held in reserves. And then users who could redeem their USD tokens for the US dollar at a 1-to-1 ratio. Kind of effectively a stablecoin, right? And I think Kaspa already have the plan to create their own stablecoin, which will be launched thanks to the help of the KRI with regulatory compliance from day one. And I imagine that's also why the core developers are getting so heavily involved in the creation of KRC20 and the pushing out of it, so they can eventually launch stablecoins again as soon as possible. Again, obviously they take their time to ensure everything's really, really good and it's done thoroughly, but they want to get it done as soon as possible because legislation and regulations are coming out as we speak. A lot of these regulations are going to be enforced before the end of this year. And in regards to Tangent and USDT swaps, this is assuming that USDT becomes available on Kaspa. Effectively, while the creation of USDT, to my knowledge, on Kaspa is hypothetical right now because we haven't got the confirmation. This is kind of how I imagine it will work. It is probably going to be possible that you could offer significant benefits to the Kaspa ecosystem, including increased liquidity and accessibility through the creation of USDT on Kaspa. And again, I'm sure there'll be more updates regarding Tangent and stuff as well in the future to come. I'm not sure that answered your question. I will try and look into it a bit more to help you out, but again, this is just my own hypothetical on what I understand of it right now. But I'm sure we'll end up finding out more as time goes on, and I don't think it's going to be a problem at all. I just think everything's going to be, for the most part, everything that Kaspa's done, apart from the miners who've had to, adapt what they're doing to, work with, because miners are part of Kaspa, effectively. They're a very integral part of proof of work project. Us, the holders, have very little to do with Kaspa. Very, very little to do. We just buy Kaspa, love the project, and just be happy about it. So I imagine it'll be a very similar scenario where whatever happens in the creation of a new stablecoin, USDT on Kaspa, we won't have to do much. You understand what we'll end up just finding out, understand what it will do for Kaspa, how great it will be, and how it can affect its price, and then just effectively want to fill our bags more. MVE, yo, bro, let's go, my man. Welcome to the stream. Would you say Ton is cooked? Ton right now is number 10. Obviously, it's gone down significantly from the whole, situation, let's say. I think it depends on the verdict. And the CEO is completely done for, and his proofs come out. He's been filed X amount of years in prison, and it's concrete evidence he's come out and he's done wrong. Then yeah, probably. And that would be disastrous. I don't know if it would be as bad as FTX, because that was complete mayhem. And same thing with Terra as well, when Terra collapsed. Those who are in the space long enough will know about Terra Luna. But it would be disastrous. But at the same time, there's a lot of think about it, CZ got arrested, but he's now been released, and Binance didn't collapse. So I know it's not a crypto project, it's Binance, but the point being is we have to wait to see official verdict. Again, Ripple and XRP suffered the longest time for the SEC in their lawsuit, and they're finally come out on the other side of it right now. So we'll have to just wait and see. I think there's a possibility it could be, but we'll have to see the verdict. But I don't hold Ton, so it doesn't bother me too much. We should just hold Kaspa until all the coins are mined. That will happen, I think it was 2039 to my knowledge. 2039 is when all the Kaspa should be mined. But even then, that won't mean that Kaspa's therefore going to have no use case and, it's going to become useless, so to speak, or whatever. There's still going to be ways for miners to earn money through Kaspa through transactions and the KRC20. So the project won't just fall off when all the Kaspas are mined. It will still grow more from there. But me personally, again, I just hold Kaspa long term, and I plan to do so for my whole life. KRI, Kasplex, and Kaspa are different entities, and they have each other and they have each their own devs. Apologies. Yes, Yes, the KRI, Kaspa, and Kaspa have different. They're all different, and they have their own developers. True. They're all like the KRI are the Kaspa Industrial Initiative. Kasplex is part of the KEF, the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation, and then Kaspa is just Kaspa. But as much as they're different entities, they all are working in conjunction with each other. So obviously, the KRI will take the initiative on how to manage the KRI, but they'll be working with Shai and Jonathan Belinsky on the direction of what they're doing and how they're going to integrate stuff. Same thing with Kasplex. I mean, Kasplex right now, they have the KEF working on it, and now the core devs are getting involved in the pushing out of KRC20. So they're different entities, but they're all working together in conjunction. Regarding USDT stablecoins, Shai stated that they would be seeing stablecoins on Kaspa. Yeah, no. And I'm not, again, that's why I was stating that this is why I believe they're pushing out, the devs are getting involved in the KRC20, because they want to push out the stablecoin ASAP, because I'm going to try and find this post. I made a post again in my Discord server, my free Discord server. I made a post regarding the importance of stablecoins and why we're seeing a massive surge effectively, it was confirmed by the likes of Harvard, biggest university in the world. A Harvard Business Review stated, here it is, this post. They stated that stablecoins have the potential to rewire the global financial system and displace legacy payment systems like SWIFT. Right here. Stablecoins are very, very important. Then you have the likes of JP Morgan, who confirm here and then here that the stablecoin issuers who have adhered closely to existing regulations, so what the KRI do for Kaspa is very, very good, therefore, will benefit from the upcoming regulatory crackdown and gain market share. And that, keep in mind, something that I've not mentioned very much, but I think is a problem, that is going to cause problems for Tether, USDT. Because there's enough evidence out there, you can by all means look into it. If you want me to cover that in detail next time, my next stream, then let me know. But Tether have problems with regulations because they're not compliant. They're not going to be utilized in the likes of Europe and United States right now. And the regulations that are happening with MENA could expand to the whole world, causing Tether to have a crisis on its hand. Even JP Morgan foresees the decreased use of Tether with upcoming stablecoin regulations. With regulations, Tether will look less attractive compared to stablecoins with more transparency and compliance. Tether is not compliant. It's not. They state as much as well. They don't care. They don't want to be compliant. They want to be free. And that's going to cause problems in this incoming regulatory shift that's happening right now, where JP Morgan believe that a bill for stablecoins is likely to be approved before the US presidential election, so that's just 2 months from now. Tether is going to have a problem, and then stablecoins are adhere to regulations, which KRI are going to make sure that Kaspa will gain a significant market share. That is why I think, again, Shai mentioned that they're pushing out stablecoins sooner than you think, and I'm not surprised by it. Because that's what they understand how important, again, it's proof here. Harvard, JP Morgan, two biggest university and biggest bank in the world, confirming how important stablecoins are. Of course, Kaspa's going to want to get their own stablecoin. It makes sense. Is it possible to list approved KRC20 tokens on Kaspa's site to help avoid rug pull tokens? Good question. It's a good question. I have not heard anything about that. So, I mean, I'll quickly look it up. From my understanding, it is possible. From understanding, yes, I think it is possible by implementing measures like third-party verification, which I think they're already working to improve to incorporate right now. Community-driven approval process, which again I think Microsoft's already spoken about trying to get that out. Transparency and disclosure, which Kaspa is very transparent. And then, of course, educational sources. But you have the likes of Kaspedia who are constantly informing us how to navigate and what to do with Kaspa and everything they're doing. I think Kaspa are going to make sure that it is possible to list approved KRC tokens onto their site, preemptively to avoid rug pulls. So I think, yeah, the short answer, I think yes. The answer is yes, which is good. You guys need to hold 20% forever just in case of the next bull run prices don't go low. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad shout. Me personally, I'm going to be holding Kaspa for my life, so it's just fine. But I think I personally would not advise. I say that I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my word for it. definitely that I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research in it, but I'm personally not going to be completely out of my Kaspa bag, because Kaspa is a project that, based on the power law, based on its proof of work consensus, it's going to continue increasing in price as time goes on. Years and years are going to continue increasing. So therefore, by that logic, if I'm always holding Kaspa, I'm always going to make money. Provided there's no problems with it, which right now this seems to be, seems to be good. Kaspa right now just short of 17 cents, down 0.5%, and we can see a continued pattern in this regard. But in the short term, we'll see it continue this fashion, see a return in the next maybe month or two, and then we'll start seeing Kaspa make that push with Kraken listing and Binance listing and KRC20 release and 10 BPS imminent, all that stuff, and KRI and what they're doing. We're going to start seeing Kaspa make that push towards $1, $2, $3, $5, and then from there. Ton is getting cooked, just means another spot for Kaspa. Exactly. If Ton loses its place, that means Ton gets kicked out of 10, and that means Kaspa goes up. So whatever these, whatever happens to Ton, it is what it is. If Ton survives, great. If Ton crashes, that will cause a problem for crypto, being such a big project. With 14, I mean, it's not like, in comparison to like these top ones, it's not that big, but it's still, $13 billion market cap, $14 billion market cap, and almost 1 billion in 24-hour trading volume. It's a very, very big project. So it would cause a problem, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with it. But anyways, in that regard, it now has just passed the hour, or just a little bit over that. So I'm going to be wrapping up the stream right now. If you enjoyed the streams, as always, feel free to leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. I'm doing the streams every single day, and I do enjoy doing them, talking to you guys. It's been a real treat. So yeah, I'll be back on the same time tomorrow, hopefully. For those who have bank holiday today, because it's bank holiday Monday, I hope you have a good holiday, and thank you for joining the stream. And yeah, if you want to learn more about crypto, then feel free to join my free Discord server. It's in the chat right now. No, it's not. It's in the description of this live. It's also on my YouTube homepage right here, and it's also now in the chat. If you want to learn more, feel free to join, and I will be back again tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, and